Hi, we have some new Dark Souls 3 screenshots, so let's have a look at them. So in this first image we have some sort of a cleric or a priest, a monk perhaps. It could also be a merchant of some sort, because he's carrying some sort of like a basket or something on his back, and he has a very similar haircut to Petrus actually from Dark Souls 1, so that's where I draw my cleric or priest comparison from. Also he's using kind of the same kind of robe that were the priest or cleric robe in Dark Souls 1, so yeah, he looks like a cleric to me. I really like how from this image alone you can already tell that this character belongs in Dark Souls universe. You can just like tell it. I think From Software has this very pleasant dark fantasy vibe in their art that cannot be confused with anything else. This is Dark Souls and I fucking love it. So in this second picture we get a fully good look on this guy actually who was in those leaked images we got from like months and months and months ago. We got this couple of leaked images and no one could really tell what the fuck was going on in there, but this guy was shown in two different forms. The first form was just the knight form where he handles the scythe or halberd kind of weapon, and then the other form was this huge black almost like beastie goo or something coming out of his body. But here we finally see this creature in its full design and it looks freaking badass. I cannot wait to see how this guy actually fights us in the final game, but it's gonna be interesting. It was said on those leaked screenshots that the bosses have some kind of heat up mechanic or something like that, that when certain conditions are met in the game they come more stronger, but there hasn't been really any solid info on this, so maybe this has something to do with it. No one knows yet, but yeah, it's a really cool design. Can't wait to see more. Next we have this that some websites are calling Dirty Beast. So if this doesn't ring a heavy Bloodborne bell for you, I don't know what does. This creature looks like it's straight from Bloodborne universe, and I kinda like it that they're not gonna even try to hide it, they're calling it a Dirty Beast, which is something that could be a monster from Bloodborne universe. But yeah, it's kind of like a very polar bear type of thing. Sorry about my pronunciation in there, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but yeah, a kind of werewolf, but a polar bear, but with some extra disgustingness and wickedness in it, so yeah, it's very intimidating looking foe. I really hope that this is something like very colossal that we are going to see in the game, that this is like a towering enemy that we need to take down in the same manner as One Reborn or Tower Knight from Demon Souls. I can't wait to see more of this creature. So in this next picture we see our strongest candidate for our new guiding female in the game, you know, like the doll in Bloodborne or Maiden in Black from Demon Souls, something like that. This could very well fit that character in the game. She has some sort of tiara on her eyes. I think we see the tiara actually in the trailer, so this might be the same girl or woman from the trailer that lays the tiara down. I can't actually remember the trailer from the top of my head, but I think that happened in the trailer. Something interesting about this image is that I think that this is our main hub area right here. This little cavey looking thing. And why do I say that is actually the reason of the next image. But yeah, you know, like Firelink Shrine, Hunter's Dream, Nexus, this might be our new main hub area, and that is because of this next picture. Here we see another NPC sitting down that is different from that woman, and he's sitting that would look to me as the same location. So I think this strongly suggests that this is our new main hub area, which is interesting because it's kind of like this dark, like almost a catacomb looking thing. It might be just because of the screenshots we see very little of the area, but yeah, they're sitting on this like candlelight in the dark, so you never know. But I think this would suggest that this is our new main hub area. So here's another picture of the halberd, scythe, black goo, monster knight, whatever you wanna call it. But yeah, here he doesn't actually have that black thingy coming out of him, so maybe this is his either his first form or then the mechanic that they call the heat up mechanic in the league is not yet to happen in this fight. So I don't know, I really don't have any idea what factors the boss turning into that creature, but my bet here would be that it's just his second form that is gonna surprise us. Of course, it's not gonna surprise us anymore because we have seen the screenshots, and that's why I have to go on a media blackout on Dark Souls 3 very soon, because some of this stuff is coming very revealing already. But yeah, here's some more picture material of that guy. So here we have a very nice little view shot. This gives us a little bit more better view on the tower that was on the background of the last image. This place, believe it or not, is actually called Firelink Shrine. But don't jump out of your pants yet. This might be just one of many Firelink shrines out there, but still, this was something that like dropped my jaw when I read the translations about these images. So yeah, that is actually Firelink Shrine, but at this moment it's not guaranteed that this is the Firelink Shrine, the only one we have seen in the Dark Souls 1. This might be something else, but when you look at the area here, if that tower would be destroyed, and there would be a great archtree somewhere in there, it might be possible that this is the same Firelink Shrine. Like, it might be possible. There's a little bit different, like, ground in there, so I don't know, but if you want to really stretch it, if they use their artistic freedom, it might be Firelink Shrine. It might be the same one, and it's very interesting to see in the final game how this all turns out. But nevertheless, it's a very cool, very cool looking place over here. And here we see a character with a katana, actually. I think that's the first we have seen so far. And with some sort of like a head bandage or a bandana or some sort of scarf on his head. I really like those head scarves and stuff like that, so I'm excited to see if that's one of my go-to armor pieces in the final game. So here we have this little guy, I believe is called the Lord of Cinder, or one of the Lord of Cinders actually, which makes it very interesting because I think this character kinda oozes the kind of like a cartoony villain sort of vibe, because it's like this tiny little guy with a lot of power in this huge fucking overly large chair ruling over some badass kingdom or something. I don't know, but I get very cartoony feel of him and I really like it. I can't wait to see how this character like plays out in the final game, but right now I really like his petite stature in this like colossal chair, so maybe he might be like just holding down his power and he becomes some huge guy, or he used to be like a regular sized human being but he get kind of shrinked or something. I don't know yet, but I bet that there's gonna be some interesting backstory about this character in the game, and he might be he would strike me as a character that could be a Covenant leader of some sort, but we have to see. He might just be a boss as well, but he has that very, like, villainous vibe to him. And here we see some concept art of an area. This might be actually the High Wall of Lothric. It has the same kind of like a foggy, castle-y theme that the High Wall of Lothric had. But yeah, there is not much to say about this, other than it looks really cool. I think the Souls concept art is very nice and pleasing to the eye, always to look at, so yeah, it just looks cool. That's all I have to say about this image. And finally, some screenshots of a Pyromancy. We haven't seen so far of any proof that the Pyromancy is going to be in this game, but everyone knew it's going to be in the game, and finally we have some screenshots to prove it right. So yeah, here's the guy just tossing just a basic fireball or something on this like a slug human hybrid creatures that are kind of like falling from the roof or something, or are they climbing on the walls? I'm not sure, but yeah, this is one of those images that looks like Bloodborne to me again. Like it's very Bloodborne like, but I really don't. I'm one of those people that don't really mind about the game looking a lot like Bloodborne, because Bloodborne looked freaking amazing, and I cannot wait to see a Souls game on that level of like graphical detail. I think it was an amazing looking game, and I cannot wait, especially for people to play it on PC, 60 frames per second, proper anti-aliasing, proper resolutions. I freaking cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing looking if it's on Bloodborne level of graphical detail. So yeah, I don't mind it at all. But yeah, finally, some pyromancies. And here we see another very nice looking view shot. We get a lot of like ground covered here. There's some sort of very chaotic little huts in there, forming a little village in there. There's also like a castle in the distance and some sort of great wall covering it. So yeah, we can see a lot of detail in here. There's also like a place that looks exactly like Hemwick Channel Lane on the left there. So yeah, they're probably borrowing a lot of assets from Bloodborne, which is great because people have been like wondering how the hell did they get this game together so fast. But I think the answer is that they have a lot of groundwork done at this point. They have a lot of assets they can reuse, they know how to make their games better, they know how to do their combat systems, and yeah, they have just a basic knowledge of what they want to do a lot more better figured out by now. So naturally it doesn't make that long or take that too long to piece together another game in the Souls series. So yeah, I see it as a positive thing that they're using assets again, as long as they're creating something of their own and not just like using the level layouts or something like that. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's not a problem for me that they're reusing assets and it looks graphically pretty much the same as Bloodborne. So yeah, it's not a problem for me. Also, from this image, the player character is holding a flag or a banner of some sort. I tried to do some thinking of this, but I cannot really say anything about this. It might just be some sort of checkpoint, bonfire type stuff that we don't know about yet, that we can put those banners down and maybe that's our checkpoint that we can start from, or maybe there's some kind of mechanic in the game that we can conquer some areas. That would definitely be interesting, new mechanic, but I don't see that happening in a Souls game, to be honest, if it's not related to some sort of Covenant stuff, which would be interesting though. Like, if we could conquer some little areas from the game to for our Covenant, and maybe that area could change according to the Covenant you conquer that area for. That might be something that could be actually interesting online mechanic to add in the game, but for now it's very huge speculation to just draw from a simple flag or a banner. So yeah. In this next image we see some guy who has wandered in his bathrobe into Hemwick Channel Lane again. At least it looks exactly like Hemwick Channel Lane. This picture could be taken from Hemwick Channel Lane. There's a lot of similar kind of atmosphere here, and I still don't mind. I don't mind. It looks fantastic. I think it looks really cool. And even though I call that a bathrobe, I really dig that kind of like a hooded robe thing that this mage character, I think there's a mage because he has some sort of staff in the hand there, is carrying. So yeah, I think this packs just the proper atmosphere for these games, and I love it. So here we have our last image. Some people are comparing this character to the doll of Bloodborne, but I don't really see it. Like, yeah, she has a cape, she has this like shoulder cape kind of thing going in there, and she has kind of similar skirt, but that's about it. I don't really see the resemblance here, but it would be cool if Dark Souls 3 would connect the universes somehow. The Bloodborne, it's no way necessity, but yeah, would be cool. There's not a lot I can say about this design. It's very cool. Maybe these are some kind of enemies that come to life when you like carry a torch around or something. I don't know. It's probably an enemy design. I would go for an enemy design for now. It doesn't look like an NPC to me, but I might be wrong. I know just as little as you guys know about these things, so yeah. Maybe you can speculate this character a little further. But yeah. Here were all these screenshots available for now that I could find. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please, if you have some speculations about these images you want to share with me, please do so in the comment section. And I cannot wait to play Dark Souls 3, and it's only like a couple of months away, so the hype is really getting to me at this point. I'm the kind of person that gets hyped easily, so every kind of new images that I see, I just like devour them, and yeah, I cannot wait. Take care.